30%. Right. I'll play whatever you want.
I don't want to pretend I know what I'm doing. You know, I have to say that, Vegas lamps and shower curtains, I really like this, because in case, we need a shower, you just, we start to, woo! Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'd be like, hold on, one more time. stuff like I'd be clobbering these guys. You know? Where'd Diana go? Diana, the tambourine player, we don't give her enough credit. Speaking of, Diana, somebody told me it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. I know you're hiding, you're trying. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, the best tambourine player ever. Happy birthday to you. Okay, speaking of changing instruments, Bill Wallace is too talented for his own good. You got it, flaunt it. Woo! There she is. Get up here, birthday girl. Where's she going? Just to adjust your breath. Now get ready, because I do expect you to sing along, and I expect it loud and for my life. What's the name, you better show your husband now. What's that talent now, baby? You better show your husband now. Yeah! You better run it all over town. Birthday girl. And the drummer does not get enough love, okay, because he's fabulous. He's Randy Johnson.
Body's in a wheelchair.
bench today. I don't know, but it's going to do that. Poor Willie's trying to get out there. Yeah, everybody's on the break. So much alive. Do you want Will to play that? See, now he can't get off the stage. We have to go like this.
You can do it! That's a
Oh yeah, that's the chord progression.
The other one went all the way. The other one was like, I don't
Yeah, Ryan's on your side. He doesn't actually, I've never heard this. I've played it for years, so this is really special. This is dedicated for all the veterans.
That way goes well.
You guys can see Bella. Hey, doggy. Bella's perfectly fine. So my chops aren't in very good shape right now. I haven't been playing. Today is the 1 month anniversary of me being kicked out of my home for no good reason. The home that I own, that I'm current on. Police scared me away from there, and I'm scared of them. They said I'd get arrested if I come back. And nobody will really help me. I don't know why. but I'd like to go back to my home or to a different one. And I've spent my third night in my car. This car.
How's your day going?
Good, I got to play. I got to play a few songs.
That's cool.
It went just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I sold $25 an hour today and made quite a good day off the lot. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
So do you sell like, how do you sell it?
I do people's names.
Oh, that's
essentially.
cool.
I'll show you a more complete one. I'm doing that's a set of 4 names that I'm doing for a lady because she has grandkids and whatnot. And that's cool. I know. And I have more. One of these is more complete version. There we go. There it is. This is my friend Jen.
Oh, that's cool.
And-
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this
like,
is
like a 3D like.
Fish.
Uh-huh.
Rocks like Slayer.
Cool.
She works at H&R Block.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Nice.
Nothing else like that. And I got a few characters, but
That's oh cool.
Be Kind, Dark Side.
Nice.
Both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Who's Belly? I only said goodbye, doggy, because I say, hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Goodbye, doggy. But that means she was going bye-bye. She's perfectperfectly fine. She's just 10. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh. She walked a lot on the beach today. I'll go get my other saxophone and then I'll take you for a walk on the bayfront with Bella. So you can see what it's like here. It's really pretty here. It's not very hot here compared to everywhere else in Oregon right now. That's the main reason I'm here. Because I'm in my car. I can't afford a hotel on this weekend or very many other weekends because what I'm doing is I'm paying my mortgage on my home and all my utilities because somebody's living there and I don't know who, and I can't get them out and I can't get permission to get back there, but I'm paying for everything and paying for lodging, which is usually in my car. It's that Lexus. It's not very comfortable. I'm trying to get a bigger car. Like my dream would be a 3-row SUV, but I don't really have to have it to be a 3-row. I like technology and stuff, but I don't have to have that. It's just nice. My car runs fine and everything. It has a check engine light on because there's a something wrong with the timer and the catalytic converter. So not the timer. I'm not sure what it's called. I'm not very mechanical, but I have a really nice car. It's a classic that has almost 300,000 miles on it, but it can be done nicely. Thank you. I have to go to the bathroom and I'm not going to take you guys with me, and you might want to still hear what I have to say, but I don't really know. I washed my hair in a sink in the park yesterday. Apparently people are watching videos of me and it doesn't make any sense for me to be living in my house for over a year. It's better for me to be like stressed and disrupted, and I don't know if they rented it out to other people or what they got going, but I want to be back there. My dream is that a task force is created in this county, Lincoln County, to go over there and fix it for me. So there's really no reason why I should be shunned from everything. I'll give you something fun to look at while I go to the bathroom. Some of you might want to see the full machine. It's pretty fancy. I need that money. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be back some other time. It's been a long time, but that was really cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take off for that. I agree. Such a nice day today. It's really nice to be here.
Good job.
Thank you.
I got a baby. Yeah. This is not happening.
No, it's not happening.
Cancer, no.
No.
Yeah.
No, I jumped on it.
I'll see you guys. It was wonderful. Nice to see you guys. Thank you. I used to come play here more often. It's been a while. It's been a while that music's been going anyway. This is the bayfront in Newport, Oregon. Moe's Chowder. It's by the ocean, down by the sea, where the watermelons grow. I know it's down by the bay. Don't fuck with my Rossi. Baby beluga in the deep blue sea. I hope my lap steel guitar is fine. It's a 1950s Gibson. I want to play that mother. Hey Bella, do you want to get out and go for a walk?
How are you? It's $5 per party, just so you know.
I've got stuff in my car, but it's not totally out of control. This is what I could grab a month ago. So I'm wearing like the same outfit all the time. And I get excited about things like getting, I got 6 pair of jockey string bikinis for $24.50 using a coupon. I'm on the mailing list. It's definitely worth it. I grabbed a couple of pictures that I did out of my home, so I was scared they'd be taken. It's like some of the few things I have left. I've been chased out of my home more than once. It's like they're trying to go back to March of 2 years ago and 3 and 4 years ago. I haven't seen my daughter, my 8-year-old daughter now, for 2 years. I don't know if they think I'm dead or missing, or they just don't care. Here's one of the pictures I did. I did this one in middle school. So I didn't have my signature yet. So it was probably 6th or 7th grade. I did it for my grandma Phyllis Payne. And it was a cover of a Ranger Rick magazine. And it's in charcoal pencil. I messed up in one spot. Right there, it got too close. There was another spot I messed up, and I had to like cut out a little piece and right there and glue it back in, because it like punched through the paper. Just a little fact. I doubt there's a counterfeit of these, but you know, somebody wants to copy these. That's why there's that. I broke the frame on accident. And the only other piece of childhood or art that I did this one as an adult. I love doing charcoal drawings and all sorts of drawings. If you ever want a drawing, I'll do it. If you see me and you want me to do something like play sax or horn or draw you a picture, especially if you have money, I'll do it. I have some money. I'm not down to the change in my pocket at all. I have some in my bank account, but I get somebody's trying to use it for utilities and different things to pay for their stuff, and I don't right now. I don't have anybody else on my account. My girlfriend lives in New York, and we don't have anything together yet. So if anybody's attached to my account, it's not the right way. It's time to wash my car. It is a Lexus GS 300. Let me know if you want it. If you have a SUV to give me, I'll give you this. Yesterday I played down here, and I didn't record it. I just played, and I made $29 in cash. I didn't get checks playing. I don't have any funny stories or any clever anything, because you have to because I'm just burnt out. I haven't seen my family for a long time, and I don't know if it's because they're just really mad, or if they've been misled, or if they misunderstand. We're not going over there, Bella.
Oh, are you guys scared for the fireworks?
But
Yeah.
this would be a score spot for fireworks. Bella, come on. Hi there. Good. That's a cute little doggy. Alright. So, no, probably not.
Okay, that's cool.
You'll get another spot for another
that's
money.
Cool. That's good. I just made sure.
I'm planning on heading back up to the casino. It's a safe lit parking lot when I sleep in my car, and the bathroom. There's a bathroom there, but it closes from 2 to 6 these days. so I have to plan that. They have free fountain drinks, but I just drink water or juice. And I'm really dehydrated. And my back's really messed up, and it's really, really kind of really horrible for me to be sleeping in my car. It's probably not so good for my dog. She's 10. I don't know the exact reason. I think they were planning on selling the property for like a housing development, and they didn't. They didn't want me to see them running in and out, measuring things, and seeing how much dirt they're going to need and what trees they're going to have to cut down. And I have 0.86 acres within 200 acres of my family farm, Sly Farms. It's owned by, basically, it's an LLC. We're all partners, but I've told that I've had very little anything to do with it. It's just my name on there. But they also have people coming over and going up and down, and I live by the river, but they don't let me go down onto their property anymore. It's been that way for 3 years, and it's horrible because I live there and I see them go up and down, and they want to have picnics and have friends over, and it's easier to run me off than it is to like deal with me. And they thought I was like crazy. I have PTSD. I did some really weird, crazy kind of stuff, but I didn't put anybody at risk of danger that I know of. Definitely didn't act that way around my daughter at all. But I got blamed for some things that happened when I wasn't around her. Oh, come on, Bella. Let's cross the road over here. Let's go. It's kind of hard to walk a dog around here because it's not really dog walking part so much. It's really hard for me to, I like to play music, but I'm not like I'm kind of shy. I wasn't nervous today. I just haven't performed for a little while, so I'm a little bit rusty, and my mouth isn't where I need to be, and I have a crown missing, and so I don't have the proper seal, and it's gonna cost me $600 cash to get that crown. But I get a choice between that and doing stuff like paying for my rent at a home that I don't live at. So apparently it was happening before, but I didn't know it because I didn't have access to that bank accounts. Like, I haven't had access to my ex-partner's bank accounts for over 3 years, and somebody else was using them, who ended up not to be legally an appointee to even do that. So I was essentially a disabled person that was shunned. I was cut out of my account while she pretended to be my guardian and was not. So a lot of money's been taken, and I don't even know what the tax situation is. I kind of feel like maybe I'm chased off my property now because they're hoping to get a check in the mail. I'm pretty sure you can't file for child credits past years for somebody who's dead. Like, I think if you took that long, you snoozed, you lose. And my stuff's not going to come in the form of a check. It would be a direct deposit, so, because I'm disabled. A month ago, I started, right before they kicked me out of my home, I started working a little bit for Amazon Prime, mostly just because it shows that I have insurance, and I also work for Uber a little bit. My car's too old to take people. I can only take food. And so Amazon Prime's like delivering food from Whole Foods, and I'm good at it, and it's fun, but it's too much work for my back right now. I just wanted to make as much money as possible, and I know I can make a certain amount while I'm disabled, and I can get a better car and write off some of that expense if I'm working. better than I can anything else. That's how I used to have my cars through my business. So I'm not working a lot, but it would be enough to, when I play music, I'm able to like claim that also as mileage and stuff. I have an app that does it that I like. So even though I'm like not a social worker anymore because I went on medical leave, and it was just like I worked too hard and I couldn't really. I remember my own trauma, so I couldn't help guide other people in their trauma because I'll probably just talk about it to you and not have good boundaries because I'm still really triggered. 6 years ago, I think people have leaked some footage of me lost in the woods where I was all cut up and screaming, and I broke my hip and my tailbone and my back, and I got shot and I got tossed in the crazy bin. I'm not a social worker because I went to not the state hospital, I went to a mental health hospital for a couple weeks after getting back from being in the woods because they didn't want to do physical care. They thought they could get in trouble, get out of, the expense of fixing me and disappear me by putting me in. And because I'm a social worker, not only did I write my own treatment plan when I was exited back in 2015, they couldn't keep me because I knew exactly what my rights were. And basically since then they put me in again after I got sexually assaulted in 2017, and just like that was when I was found to be disabled back to that date, and I haven't been able to get into my bank account since then. At one point I had no bank accounts at all. I'm totally rebuilding my credit. It's been really nasty. I'm very good at managing money. I'm smart. Whoop, you okay? Bella took a really big walk on the beach today, and her legs are tired. But I'm resourceful. I have been accused of stealing a lot, and I haven't stolen anything. I had a different bank account. At one time, all I had was GoBank, which doesn't really report to credit agencies, and it's like a way to be able to have a debit card and save and do stuff, but not really. You weren't jumping down into there. So Newport, Oregon. This is Yaquina Bay. The Yaquina River comes down through there, and there's crab, and people like to come and put crab pots in. There's usually sea lions. Sometimes orcas come in. One time I saw an orca mom and calf come through. So they like to come and eat the sea lions, but I don't hear them. Usually you hear a whole bunch. I lived here for like 14 years, I think, and had a private practice here as a mental health therapist until I moved back home. I thought it was going to be a good idea to move back there and get support for my daughter, who's now 8, and they've essentially, keep looping me back in the point of time when she was 2.5 and 3 and 4, and she's 8. She's 8 now, and people are realizing that she's been kept from me for no good reason. And I've worked with a lot of parents over the years, and I've worked with some that were really, really, really rotten, that were treated a lot better than I've been treated. I don't get pictures, I don't get to video chat, if I were in prison I would get treated way better. I would be talking to her once a week and there would be things happening, but I'm just the crazy mom that ended up healing, and instead of taking responsibility and apologizing, it's easier to just push me off. And I thought they were going to get a big deal lined up, and I have been talking about it for years ahead of time, how the property's been ruined and it's not going to be able to be saved anytime soon. Nobody's going to want to buy that. You don't buy property that has the levels of contamination in the soil that they have. And the only thing that makes me happy about it is that I do know that the only way that the land's going to heal in any time, in this century, at least in this next 20 or 40 years, is to have hemp planted there, probably 2 or 3 crops a year. And I'm the black sheep of the family because I smoke marijuana, and I think that hemp is a good crop. So, you know, my parents kicked me out of where I was living a few years back because they didn't like that I used medical marijuana. And they wrote it all up, and I don't know if they changed it to methamphetamine, but they acted like I was using meth. I don't use meth. I don't like it. I haven't intentionally had it, but when I've had stimulants, I go right to sleep. It makes me really focused and really calm, and then I go to sleep. So that's not a thing. That's not a thing I'm known for. You can ask anybody who regularly does that. They will say they don't see me. I don't come asking. I don't trade things for it. I don't do any of that. I gave somebody a ride at the park yesterday because his phone was not working. I actually remembered him. I know that I've worked with him in the past, but I can't exactly remember I couldn't place who he was, but I knew it would be okay, and gave him a quick ride, and he offered me meth, and I'm like, no, but I'll take marijuana because that's my medicine. It's okay to gift that. It's legal. So I've been a medical marijuana patient since 1999. I'm 50. It's been my medicine for a long time. So it's not like a big surprise to people at all. And now I had 6 plants that are probably dead now, and who knows about the harvest that I had. So I was rushed out of my house so they could like run around looking at my stuff without me there. It's a crime. It's really a crime. Like, if it'd been happening to somebody, I don't know, maybe people are trying to help me, and it's just hasn't got to me yet. I don't think we need to go down there, Bella. It does look kind of fun, but let's not. It's where you get fresh tuna and fish and stuff. I don't know what season it is. Looks like halibut, according to the sign. Bella, come on, puppy. We don't need to go down there. Come on. Come on. She wants to go on the dock. Bella hasn't really been traveled outside of the house very much at all. She's 10. This has been extremely hard on her. I think we've both lost probably about 5 or 10 pounds each. I'm not going to really talk a bunch about my condition, but I have a condition where I should be eating a lot more right now. And between the cortisol and the amylase, like all the stress that's in my gut and how I'm being treated, I can't find safe places to be. It's like I've been sexually assaulted in this past month, and then went for an exam at the hospital and got put on display for other people to watch. And the nurse met with me alone and did some stuff that I considered to be an assault, sexual assault, and filmed it for some people that thought that everybody should see it, and so they blasted it up onto live streaming from their authorized medical. I don't know who logged in, but you can tell from Salem Hospital, whoever was logged in watching it, somebody that was watching it talked their way into saying like they were my partner and they needed to watch my twat get examined after I was raped and pretend like it's a birth or something. I don't know what they were pretending, but I know that they've made graphics of my vagina that people like to wear on shirts and stickers and lick it and do all these things because, oh, ha, 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 she can't do anything about it, and it proves that we did her because she's a lesbian, and we can't, this is the only way we can prove because we're really, really dumb men. I love men, but I do not ever have relationships with them romantically ever because it's just, I'm like a dude more than they are actually inside, and so it just never feels right. It feels really yucky actually. It doesn't feel right to me at all. And men assume that means that I'm one of those lesbians that just hates all men, and I'm not. I do know some lesbians like that, And usually they were raised by really big assholes that had brothers as assholes and uncles as assholes and grandpas as assholes, and they were terrible. I have remembered, and I don't know why or how this happened, but when the house that is being kept from me was built in '77, my grandpa was a World War II vet, and he had spent time in a concentration camp, and he was nuts. He came back crazy. He had PTSD, and it was fine for him, fine enough to leave me alone with him. And one of the things I remembered is that he loved to put gunny sacks over people's heads and get me fired up, because when I was really young, my stepdad was in the Navy, and I learned some tactical stuff. They encouraged me to participate in that, and I learned some stuff that was life-saving and good stuff. But I had really strong hands, and he used me to beat people up with a gunny sack on. I was like 7, like 8, like my daughter's age now, and I didn't get very much attention. He would call me Rory, because that was my name before I was Aurora, before they Americanized my name. And so I remember I had a flashback. I remember like just pleasing him by beating up whoever was in there, and it was always they would like pull it off, and it was always like black people, or the ones that they hated the very, very, very most were lesbians. Like, hated them. Like, they were the lowest of anybody, any type of person they would bring in to beat down. And it made me grow up really messed up, because I knew that I didn't want to be with a guy, a man. I never saw myself being married, because that in my head that meant a picture of being with a man. And it's not everything I've ever wanted. Like, I didn't date. I went to the prom because I like to dance, and I wanted to go to the prom and get a dress and do all that. Like, that stuff was fine, but it's just, I've been set up to, like, for some reason people want to piggyback onto what I'm doing and act like they're with me, and it's kind of really unbelievable when you know me. Because I just don't do that. It hasn't been a thing that I don't run around pretending to be with men, and I don't flirt with them, and I don't like, not because I'm mean. It's just like the older I've gotten, the more it's just like, let me stop you before you go too far, because everybody, when they try to get with me, it's like they're pretty certain it's because I haven't met the right man. I'm 50, and so I have to be taught individually by each man that's interested that it's just that I haven't found the right one. Like, I really don't know myself well enough. And these are people that are willing to sedate me and have sex with me in a group, because they're going to get their chance to be with me. And it doesn't matter if I want to or not. And whether they all take turns putting their stuff into a vial and putting it into me, or they're actually physically there doing it, it doesn't really matter. It's still getting their foreign object inside of me. I don't like that. They don't want to admit that I'm pregnant, because they won't be able to sell me to all these guys who want to take a turn trying to get me pregnant. And it's really sick. It's gotten really sick. And it's been fun for people. They just gang up, and it's people that are famous and people you would recognize, and it's people who play sports, and it's people who are in the government, and it's people who act, and they show up and it's like a closed set, so nobody's going to come in so we can rape this girl. And it's not just me, it's happening to lots of others. If it can work for me, it can be applied to just about anybody. And it's really depressing. I've been doing it for a while, and they keep looping me back like somebody's really gonna believe that my birth dad is my boyfriend, and that my daughter is his daughter, when it's his girl, it's his granddaughter. My birth dad is so cheap that he tried to do paternity tests, and it was kind of similar, but, you know, not close enough for him to have to pay a dime for any type of support for her. So, like, how does that make sense? That you can, this is Oregon, there's no grandparent rights. You can't just grab a daughter because the ex-partner died. My daughter has 2 women listed on her birth certificate, which leaves the dad's part blank. So there's different assholes writing their names in and running around with that. You know, it's like 18 different people go in to claim benefits. And it's really sad because it's taking benefits from people who actually need them. And, you know, I have somebody using my WIC benefits right now. And I don't know if it's being used to feed my daughter, but it's not. It's supposed to be used to feed me, to help develop, you know, what's going on inside of me. But instead there's a neighbor or somebody getting fat on that peanut butter and that, the unsweetened everything. You're not getting in that water, Bella. Sorry. She's been in the water today. She is not going to go in here. She loves the water. She's a black lab. Most people don't like to talk about the subject I'm talking about now, but, you know, every time I come on, I'm going to talk about it because nothing's changed for me. And either nobody's watching my stuff or people are perfectly fine with me being bullied. Having a group bully because, you know, Matthew McConaughey can hand you the keys to a Buick. Or he can get you tickets to this or that, or somebody can send you to the Olympics. Like, it's all worth it. It's always apparently more worth it than me. I probably wouldn't go to half of those things anyway. I'd probably say, take the fucking tickets. I don't care. But I'd like to know about them. So all this running around and sneaking and, you know, they all have to take turns pretending to be with me. And I guess now they've actually moved on to pretending they're women with me. And none of them are women I would ever date either. And I get typecasts. My ethnicity changed from Caucasian to Native American. I'm Cherokee, Iroquois, and African American and Korean. And I had 4 different genetic tests because nobody would believe it. And so when I did the census, I changed my ethnicity. And you know, between being a widow and then they listed African American first because it's alphabetical, so I look like a black widow, the end of the lane. So people came and took me out of my house so they could live there instead. And it's awful. Nobody fucking cares. So I just have to. I called a friend that I haven't seen in a while because he has a really big van. And I have back spasms, and when I sleep in my car and I drive in my car because I'm scared for a month and have to stay in hotels, it hurts me really badly. And then everybody knows, the people that want to know exactly where I'm sitting, and they can watch me when I sleep in my car, and it's not a very dignified way to be treated at all. The United States does a really fucking shitty job at treating the homeless. They don't care. So I don't see very many homeless people around actually anymore. It seems to be mostly me. So if I get a position in a home or a this or that in a housing apartment, it goes to somebody else. So they dress up a man to look like me and use my pregnancy tests. And, you know, sooner or later they're going to cut you open and check because nothing ever comes out. So in the meantime, my medical insurance gets used for other people, for other things. So I can't get covered for the things I'd need. It's already been used. Somebody has the proper parts to be using it. The biggest way that anything could be, you know, remedied, the quickest way to remedy the problem with stealing medical insurance would be to take away ex-President Obama's login code to Obamacare. Because he's doing some stuff that's pretty sick. And he really put a lot of work into getting that so that he can get free Viagra and all sorts of different things. He thinks he's pretty clever. And I'm a Democrat. I usually like that kind of thing. But that guy is one crafty, shifty man. He's the kind of guy that would sneak around behind a wife's husband's back and get her pregnant. So the child that she has nothing to do with the stepdad, the dad that thinks he's the dad, and he finds out, when this girl is 44 years old. He just didn't really connect that somebody could be cheating behind his back, but I was there. I watched them cheat. It was in Italy. So, being shunned for that kind of shit is not fair. And if people need to move so I can be safe there, I'll help them move somewhere better. That's how they've treated me. There's other properties in the family unless they've sold those off. So I don't see why it has to be my piece of property that I've owned for the last 14 years. It was gifted to me. I was told that by my stepfather that I could not see my birth daughter until I sold the property back to him. And of course, it's worth over $800,000. It's really, really gone up in value very quickly because I've been taking good care of it this last year. And they want to pay like $160,000 to buy it back. It's not going to start anywhere near that. If it's being forced to be sold, it'll start out at $450,000. And that will be the start. So, sometimes the wheel gets rolling and it gets way too fast for people to catch up to. And I knew it. I've been talking about it for a long time. I'm not greedy. I just want my property to be on, but I don't like the people that are there unless they get a grip. So, instead of coming and saving me because they were coming down to sexually assault me at my house at the end of the lane, half a mile from the county sheriff's house, instead of helping me, their solution was to chase me off and let the people that had hurt me stay at that house instead. So they were supposed to let me stay at the condo in Florence. That's what they told the court in order to get this. They also lied and said I was unsafe and dangerous and not participating with treatment, but they called the wrong providers. They called the wrong mental health providers, and they are looking at my wrong insurance that I haven't had for 2.5 years. So it's a lot of incompetence. I have absolutely nothing to do with the woman Kate Brown, but she thinks that I should give $1 million for a vaccination so she can take it from my account and stuff like that. I mean, she's pretty whacked. So I noticed nobody listens to her anymore, and I like that a lot. I really like that. I hope to never meet her in my life, unless it's to go laugh at her in her prison cell, because she was the one that ordered that I get locked up, and she's the one framing Cliff Harold, the sheriff, and he's not quite savvy enough of an investigator to figure it out. So it's her, Cliffy.